knows what's cooking.
Is it because they're good?
Okay, welcome back to this week's edition of the BarroomBlitz.com. We're going to wrap up this week's show. We have a fine show, a knowledge-filled show we got tonight. We got Cheeks, we got Damarama, we got the show. We had special guest star Mike Patzek. We had the dead guy behind the thing. I got me, Jimmy Casey. We're going to talk a little college basketball. There's a new number one, Cheeks. Your boys went down.
Kansas.
Your boys went down this week. Ohio State loses to Wisconsin. Not a big loss.
It was a fraud.
Dougie, not a big loss, I think, on the road.
No.
And get it out of the way. You don't want to go in. You don't want to go into March undefeated and all that. Get it out of the way. Salinger's going to take you all the way to the top.
And they had some scares along the way.
Yeah.
That they skated through.
Well,
So-
you know, it's a learning experience. I said
You can't-
Salinger's going to take you all the way. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Number
he's
zero.
a stud, isn't he?
I ride that Agent Zero
Yeah.
more than I ride Gilbert Arenas.
Whoa.
Kansas is the new number one.
Which I thought Texas might have been.
Well, Texas moved up quick, didn't they?
They're two, but
Yeah.
I really would have thought they were
What
one.
about
No.
San Diego State? Where does that come from?
Well, I think it's their strength of skill. They were playing anybody. They were beating up on.
They got some hot kid. I forget his name.
They're not. I mean, you'll see. They're not. They'll fall.
He's leading the league, right? They have a kid
Yeah,
leading the league.
they're two guards.
Lattimore or something. Lattimore.
Now you got the Big East is packed with teams in the top 20. Packed.
Turned around.
What did I ask you yesterday?
All turned around.
Is it because they're that good or not? Like, I need to know.
We have to find out when it all comes down to March.
Yeah, like, I just
Don't
need
worry
to-
about the
I
Big
just
East
need to
tournament.
know- I just need to know is Syracuse,
Georgetown, you
is
got
Syr- is
Yeah, but
Syr-
they're always good.
Yeah,
No,
are they as
they-
good as like Butler's on the bubble this year right now?
Oh yeah.
Would Syracuse beat Butler this year? I
don't
think
know.
so.
Well, you got Pittsburgh. You got Notre Dame out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, we don't.
I don't know how they've been
Where-
ranked that high.
You know what? Let me tell. I don't
some
think.
big wins.
I'm going to tell you this right
We're
now.
way up there.
I don't think they're good. I think they're overrated. I don't want to give them any.
Well, they live in they live and die by the three.
Because every time I say they're good, they're going to lose 3 in a row.
Right.
They're not. They don't play team defense. Or just
Well, they've
very
had
lucky.
some big wins. They get,
Oh, yes, they did.
they're beating the teams they have to, too, by a lot.
Well, you
So
got to look at now. St. John's.
They're in.
because of the big wins. Duke.
Yeah.
They're in?
Notre Dame. Well, they
You
beat.
think they're in?
Obviously,
Right.
beat Notre Dame, who's
Right.
top 10
Wow.
ranked.
That's what they said.
And now Marquette.
Georgetown, what they win, 8 in a row?
Yeah,
Oh,
and they just beat.
Georgetown's,
They
yeah.
just beat Mark. But Georgetown's ranked.
Georgetown,
UConn?
Louisville,
UConn?
UConn. You
That's
do
what I'm
some
saying.
damage.
That's
I don't
too
think
many
St.
teams.
John's is in.
That's 8 teams you're gonna have.
That's
to
a
do.
lot.
If St. John's wins on Saturday, they're in.
They're in?
Who they play Saturday?
Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, I'd give you
Wow,
that.
there's another team.
But you look at then look at the ACC. Where'd the ACC go?
Disappeared.
Wow.
Duke in North Carolina, that's it.
North Carolina just barely got
Yeah,
ranked.
North
Yeah.
Carolina. They
Roy
got hot a
Williams.
little, but
Wow, I'm just saying.
dude, what did they piss away that lead to Duke? Oh my God, it was like 20 point, and they just pissed
15
it away.
point halftime
Duke was
lead.
playing with them, dude. I think that was all
No, they
fixed.
weren't playing.
They were playing.
You don't want to play with those guys.
They did.
You got guys like you always got to worry about Michigan State because come tournament time. The Big East tournament will settle out. I think we're good. I think Villanova's really good.
But you think so?
Haven't they been
They're missing
struggling?
Pena. You know,
Oh, I know.
Pitt just beat Villanova, but they didn't have Gibbs. So Pitt's even better than they're
Villanova's
playing
a
right now.
3-point shooting team. I mean, Fisher, if he's
You
not
know what?
hitting,
I need you to
I mean,
tell
they
me.
have some
I need
tough
I
losses,
really
too.
need in anybody to tell me in the top 25 who's not a 3-point team, shooting team.
well, it's true. They're
Ohio
all
State.
It's guard oriented.
That might be it.
It's
And
a guard
maybe
oriented
and
team.
Singler, he's not in Duke maybe. But they always live in. You don't have a true. There's no true centers in college basketball anymore. Nobody plays center.
No, because there's no big man.
Notre Dame started their biggest lineup Saturday. One guy was 6'3", Hansbrough was 6'3", and their other 4 guys were 6'8", and they called that a big lineup.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But I love that kid Martin from Purdue to transfer.
Yeah.
Oh, will he be
Yeah.
good?
All right, well, why don't we bring up our beefs? We're going to,
Hey, I got a sleeper, St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. Good
They're not
job.
a
St. Mary's.
sleeper.
I'm telling you,
Every
St.
year,
Mary's.
I got a sleeper, Gonzaga.
They're in the division. Homo. They're in the
St.
Gonzaga might
division.
not make it this year.
I know St. Mary's has been there the last couple of years. Manhattan,
Yeah,
they're
but I'm
sleeping.
telling you, they're beating up
Butler.
that division, right?
All right, we're going to bring up your beefs.
Right.
Dead guy, you got any back there?
My beef is the reporters giving crap to the Phillies for including Joe Blanton and everything.
Really?
I
They
think
gave
it's
him
great.
crap?
Oh, I was
Yeah.
hearing about it all day on the radio.
Oh, yeah,
they're
sticking
giving
it to poor Joe. That was my beef, too.
Yeah, I mean, come on, they want to include him. Let them include him.
Right, what's
You know,
the
he's probably-
difference?
he
He's your
probably-
fifth starter. He
let
knows
him,
his
let him
spot.
include him, then he's going to get traded next
No,
week.
I think what it'll do is it might boost him up to actually want to work harder to actually feel like he belongs.
You don't think Joe
Right.
Blanton works hard Joe?
I think he
I mean,
worked.
John,
no,
I think.
no, I think
mean,
I
you
think
really
he's
don't
going to
think-
work hard with.
That's just that, and that's what I heard. Oh, it's
No.
going to make Joe
work
well, you don't-
harder.
You don't think he works hard?
I think he works hard, but
Well,
I think he's going to work harder.
I don't think that means an ounce of.
I think
crap,
he's going to
but-
work less hard because he's
Do you
not going
think?
to pitch as much.
But do you think being around all them good pitchers like Roy Halladay and
Well, look what it did to
he'll
Cole
learn
Hamels.
stuff?
Look what it did to Cole Hamels last season.
Cole Hamels was pretty good.
Yeah, but his
World
work
Series.
ethic
I'm
changed.
sorry, World Series MVP.
His work ethic changed.
That was
that's
pretty
not.
good.
That's not a. That's not a.
No, that's not. I don't go with that.
And what did the work ethic do for Kyle Kennery? What did it do for that?
I'm just saying.
What
Cole
did
Hamels was the
Halliday's
worst-
work ethic do for Kyle Kennery?
Cole-
Did it make him a great pitcher?
No,
Is
it's
he a
not
number
Roy
2 now?
Halladay's work ethic. It's Cole Hamels' work ethic.
Here's my beef.
Well, I thought you were saying you're talking about Halliday's
beef?
work ethic.
We'll
No,
get
I
there.
was talking
We'll get
about Cole Hamels' work ethic.
I thought you were saying Halliday's work ethic helped Colt Hamels.
Oh,
work
it definitely did.
ethic. All right. Okay.
All right, Tom Rama, your beef.
Peter Forsberg comes
Oh.
into the league, plays 2 games, and then retires.
Well, he had. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
what?
who did he come in the league with?
Avalanche.
Is that who he started with?
No. Yeah, no.
Started with the Flyers.
Well,
he
they
started with
traded
the
him
Avalanche.
right
I
away.
thought he started with the Avalanche.
Well, then that's
They
why.
were another team.
Yeah, he-
They
Go
Go back
were
Nordiques.
the- yeah.
Okay. No, they weren't. Yeah.
But still,
Nordiques,
Colorado.
Yeah.
you're either
Yeah,
in
no.
or you're out. You don't.
Well, he wanted to retire. He wanted to retire with the Avalanche.
No,
He already
no.
came back with the Avalanche and
Right.
retired.
Did
No,
they trade him to him?
he
Yeah,
just-
this is the second time he
He
come back
just
with
did
it.
it because he thought he could do it, and then play 2 games and was out.
Well, his
Well-
feet are bothering him still. He just can't
That's
Well,
play.
then why come back?
I mean, that's a good beef, but that wasn't even on the. That didn't even make.
Well, that's
ESPN.
'cause
That didn't even-
hockey.
That didn't even make verses.
All right, Cheeks, you're up.
I have a hockey beef, and I can't believe it. Mario Lemieux. What a pussy. You're
No.
a pussy.
Uh-uh.
He is an absolute pussy. His team goes out and beats up the Islanders a month ago, and now they come back and they beat the hell out of him, and he's crying that the NHL did not help his team enough or enforce it enough. Well, I'll tell you what. They broke the goalie's face. You know what? Hockey is such a pussy sport anymore. I can't believe it. I'm telling you, it is. It absolutely is. Because you know what? You want to play like goons one week, and then a month later things change, and somebody comes back and gets you, and then all of a sudden, that's what he called it. He
No,
goes,
no, that's
we're
the
not
owner
going to play
compared
that
to the-
goon type like hockey against the Islanders. Well, you did it a month ago, Mario.
No, hey,
What
I
happened?
agree.
Too many hits to your head?
No.
Mario
Uh,
was a big pussy about this one.
No.
He is a big
Because
pussy.
if you look at it, it was not even close to the melee they had this time.
I heard it had quite a bit.
They had 346 penalty minutes.
Wow.
You have to do something. You have to stop something. You have to. And Marilyn Lemieux was right. The NHL had the point to say, listen, this can't happen. We can't have.
But
you
the
can't-
last game, nothing was
There
said.
wasn't 20 fights like there was this time, Chief.
There was not as many, but
There
it's
wasn't
fault-
340
it's
Yeah, but
fault
do you think
what happened.
fights are on the rise in hockey? I mean, you see you seen the Boston
No,
Bruins were having
right.
were
I
having
don't know
brawls the other
Maybe-
night.
You know what? An announcer said, you know what? It's getting to that time of year. Guys,
Getting edgy.
edgy. You're fighting for the last playoffs. I said, I don't know. I think the guy fighting. I don't. What was his name? He fought somebody and then skated all the way down to fight the goalie. Well, he should. The guy got fined $100,000. You know what? That guy probably don't make much more than $500,000 playing hockey. So $100,000 fine. That's big money.
What
to
did
a
he
hockey
find him?
player.
Why is he crying then?
Don't leave
Because
the
they,
crease.
they have to do something.
Don't come out of the crease.
Right.
Stay in there and hide.
All
There's
right.
something you have to do.
Your beef, Dougie.
My beef is
I thought he was going to say it in now.
no. My beef is guys like watching Tim Tebow and just other guys. He's the hardest working guy in the NFL. You know what? All these guys work hard to get there. I'm tired of saying this guy's the hardest. You know what? Screw you. Everybody works hard to get where they're at. No doubt. Maybe 5 guys like Darryl Strawberry. He never worked hard because he's too busy doing drugs. But everybody works hard to get where they are. Nobody's out working. It's a farce. I'm tired of hearing it, and I heard it today again with and McShay, and that's another too. McShay and Kuiper's big boards. You know
Too
what?
early.
And you're not even close. Get
Yeah,
out of
you're
here. Last
guessing
year,
on-
Jake Locker was the greatest quarterback ever coming out of college. Now you have him on 2nd, 3rd round draft pick.
Where they got Cam Newton?
You know what? They have him top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
But Dougie, back to the hardest working. Don't you think like you have a T.O. and Ocho Cinco sitting now at the end of their career thinking, maybe if I shut my mouth a little more, I could have maybe done something a little
Well, that's
better.
not about working hard, is it?
Well, certainly it's about concentrating on your sport instead of concentrating on doing TV shows and screwing around with this and that. You think that happens when you're sitting there? I mean, at the
All
end,
right.
what do you want
I will
at the
tell
end
you
of your
that-
career?
I
You
will
want a
tell-
Super Bowl.
Where did
ring.
T.O. play this year? Cincinnati.
I don't think some of these guys want that elusive ring, Cheeks. I think they
You
just
don't
want
think
the.
they do?
Some of them want the paycheck. I
You
guarantee.
go,
Wow,
Cheeks.
wow.
You go to Cincinnati and you say, T.O. hard worker. They'll say hardest working player on this. Oh,
that's
another one
fine.
of the hardest working players. You know what? He showed up. He did. It's so like Tim Tebow. He's the only guy that ever worked hard to play in the NFL. Shut the hell
Well, how
up.
come the Patriots always seem to find the good picks? You know what I mean? And they're drafting late, but they see the guys that are going to go in their system and not arouse the shit.
It's their system.
How come that? But they seem that you never. I mean, Randy Moss, okay, but you always see it. What they draft, like Mayo, that linebacker. Now, a couple years ago, he had trouble. Fabulous this year. They always get
they've
somebody
had
that's
some-
going to work their system.
They've had
but
some.
not all their players make it.
They've
A
had some,
lot of it, dude.
After-
a lot of it.
a-
Look at their record.
got-
They're winning
no,
10 games
after
every
that.
year.
After that guy left, Pioli left for
Scott
Kansas
Pioli.
City. They haven't had the but Mayo Panda, but they haven't had the greatest drafts that they've been
Well,
having.
they lost it. Yeah, they lost that good.
You know, but you're right. No, you're right. But you know, you just hear like how. I mean, you don't think. I mean, really, you don't think Joe Flacco or.
Yeah, I had to
You don't
say
think-
his name.
I know you don't think he's working hard.
Well, I agree. Everyone's working hard.
I just get tired of, you know, the hardest. Come on.
Everyone's working hard, but I see how some teams, whoever they draft, like Denver, they don't do nothing. Look.
Or Redskins.
And they don't don't work, and then teams draft people that work. It baffles me.
Denver's Mike Shanahan. If you want to run it down, he's one of the worst personnel guys ever that win Super Bowls. He inherited John Elway and these guys. He didn't draft these guys. Shanahan. Look what Shanahan did after Elway. Nothing. And then he goes to freaking
Washington.
Washington. Look who he brought in there. Are you kidding me?
Well, there you are. I mean, I don't know.
So
All
is
right.
he the hardest working coach?
Well, we're gonna wrap up this week's edition of the Barroom Blitz. And thank you guys for enjoying. You took my beef. I don't got one. I was building up for the Blant and stop picking on Joe.
What's up, guy?
Joe for 5 though. I'll take Joe for 5. I'll take him as my 5th starter this year. Win 13 games, lose 8.
13, lose 8.
Yes.
Oh,
We'll see you next week for some more Barroom Blitz.
I don't want him to pitch that.
.com.
I don't want him to pitch that much.